Hi. Love Dr. Nikki from Oranum here. How you doing this afternoon? I hope you're having a great day. I'm glad you stopped by. I'm doing a quick video today on Basic Primer Runes 101. We're going to be going through what the runes look like and what their basic keywords are. Runes, the Viking runes, or the Nordic runes, are a very ancient system used for divination and also self-introspection, which is their primary focus. And runes have been used for over 2,000 years. Yes. So let's get right to it. Today we're going to be doing the runes of the Elder Futhark. There's a total of 25 runes when we include the Odin rune. And as an ancient writing system, the mythology of where the runes came from was they were handed down to Odin after hanging upside down on the world tree for 9 days. Odin, the father god, then imparted the runes to mankind, his followers. And after that, it was considered the magic of the runes. Other than that mythology, there's really no other known way for the way the runes came about. So that's how the runes get their magical, or many believe that's how the runes get their magical or mystical properties. So let's get right to it. There's quite a few runes here. Don't worry, we've got all afternoon. It'll not take that long. But what I'll do is I'll show you the rune and tell you the keywords and give you the life advice for that rune. And I'll kind of give you an idea of what the runes are about and what they can show. The first one is Manaz. Kind of looks like two flags facing each other, right? And Manaz talks about the self, human being, and that we are all individuals, each and of us whole unto ourselves, but we also belong to part of a greater whole, that of humankind. Now, the life advice for Manaz is balance your physical, emotional, intellectual, and spiritual properties. Kind of cool, huh? Now, the next rune that we have is Gabo. Now, Gabo is the favorite rune of lovers and is called by many Ruminal, the people who read runes, the love rune. Geez, it looks like a kiss, doesn't it? It talks about gift, partnership, and it is the love rune. And it talks about life advice. To achieve spiritual balance, you must be a giver and a receiver. It's got to go both ways to be in balance. The next rune we have is Anzu's. That's our third rune. It looks like kind of a sad F, doesn't it? And it talks about God, Odin, holy power, messenger, the mouth, and signals. Life advice from Anzus is everything in your environment has a message for you. Next, we have Othila. And Othila talks about separation, protection, financial health, inherited property, inheritance, native land, and home. The life advice is that a childlike sense of wonder will help you to attract helpful, positive energies. Now, number 5. Number 5, we have Uraz, which is the card of strength, or the rune of strength. It talks about strength, manhood, womanhood. The Oryx, which is the wild ox, sacrifice, and growth. Its life advice is your true inner strength is coming into effect in your daily life. Now, rune number 6 is Perth, and it talks about initiation, uncertainty, things happening beyond your knowing, and a secret matter or mystery. And the life advice for it is your thoughts and actions create your life moment by moment. Be positive. Number 7 is Nothiz. And Nothiz talks about to be receptive of that which you must accept, letting go, change, constraint, and having the choice, even if it is difficult. And its life advice is sometimes what you need is the opposite of what you want. Next is Inguz. Now, Inguz talks about male energy, male fertility, male healing, and fertility. And its life advice is you are fired with inspiration, which will lead you to better things. If you think about the masculine probing, positive masculine energy. And then rune number 9 is Iwaz, and it talks about defense, avertive powers, and healing. And its life advice is this is a time for letting go of the past and looking ahead to the future. Rune number 10 is Alges, kind of an upside down peace sign. And it talks about protection, read, and guardianship. And its life advice is use your intuition to avoid danger and stay attuned to your spiritual protection. Kind of cool, huh? Then we have Fehu, which looks like a happier F. And Fehu stands for cattle, prosperity, possessions, and nourishment. And its life advice is share your resources with others and open up to receive blessings. And then we go to rune number 12, which is one of my favorite. It's Wunjo. And it talks about joy, happiness, light, the absence of suffering and sorrow. And its life advice is live fully in the present and celebrate the fact that you are alive. And then we have number 13, which takes us to the halfway point. And that is Jira. And it talks about harvest, bounty, fruitfulness, and the annual cycle of summer, fall, winter, spring. And its life advice, within your harvest lies the dormant seed of the cycle to come. Think about that. That's kind of deep, huh? Then number 14 is Kano, and that talks about opening, bonfire, illumination, torch, and fire. And the life advice is use your valuable insight to set a loving example for those close to you to follow. And now we go to Tiwaz, one of my favorite runes. It's the rune I'm wearing with my jewelry today. And Tiwaz is the spiritual warrior. And Tiwaz represents the spiritual warrior, victory in battle, victory or the warrior cunning. And the life advice is your faith may be tested, but if you are resolute, you will reach your goal. Kind of the keep going, you can make it rune. And then we have Berkana. And it talks about growth, rebirth, new life, and fertility rites. And the life advice from this rune is it is auspicious when you're contemplating new adventures. Rebirth. It's a great rune. Then we come down to the next rune, Iwaz, which is the M rune. Looks like in letter M, right? And it talks about movement, defense, and progress. And its life advice is to acknowledge the help of others, and you'll benefit from alliances. A lot of horse people that are into runes wear that rune because it's also the rune aligned with movement, with it being aligned with movement. It talks about the horse. Then we have Lagos, which talks about flow, fluidity, lake, water, and sea. And yeah, it kind of indicates that you must attune to the natural cycles if you wish to flourish. Learn to go with the flow. And then rune number 19 is Halgas. This is the rune of disruption. It talks about hail and disruption, sleet, and being constrained. It's also the elemental forces of power and the damages that Mother Nature can inflict upon our constructions. And the life advice is ask yourself if what you need in order to move on. Then we have number 20, which is Rado. And Rado talks about journey, riding, communication, motion, travel, and the wheel. And its life advice is to balance action with planning and reflection using the seasonal cycle of life. And then we go to the last 5 runes. 21 is Theresa, which talks about thorn, defense, giant, non-action, and the gateway. And the life advice there is proceed with humility and use your power for the greatest good. Then we have rune number 22, and this is Dagaz. And it talks about breakthrough, daylight, transformation, and prosperity. Some people say that the 2 facing triangles are rays of light moving forward. And the life advice is appreciate each bright blessing that comes your way. And then rune number 23, the cold rune. This is Isa, stand still, ice, freezing, and withdrawal. The life advice with Isa is use this period in your life to renew your energy and make plans for the future. Then we have rune number 24, the next to the last rune. And this is Sawilo, which talks about the sun, wholeness, completion, personal life forces, and the growing energy of the sun, as like the growing energy of the sun in the spring. And its life advice is you have the power to realize your dreams. So remain true to the wisdom of your heart. Listen to your inner voice. And finally, we have the last rune. Not all Ruminal use the last rune, because the last rune is called the Odin rune. It's a blank rune. There's nothing on it. It's total emptiness, total openness, total possibilities. And it's the fertility of the emptiness, total openness, chance, divine influence, and of course the unknowable. And the life advice is take heart. Know that self-change is progressing in your life. So those are the 25 runes that are the primary part of this system, but that runes themselves aren't everything to it. Now, runes are really easy to make. We'll be covering making your own runes and how to put them to work for you next week. I hope you'll check back. And if you have any questions or just want to talk runes, I hope you'll stop by Oranum.com and look me up. I'm Love Dr. Nikki. Have a great day.